Hi, my name is Lisa Pinkham, and I am sharing how I practice the exercise Shalom for my body. I use this practice several times a day when I'm facilitating online groups and doing group coaching and how to quiet and relax and connect with our own selves and each other and God. So I've made adaptations along the way with how I practice it, and I'd like to share with you all. I'm forever grateful to Dr. Jim Wilder for developing these exercises, and please learn the origin and the neuroscience behind it by checking out his video as well if you're new to this practice. So when I practice the first part of Shalom for my body, it's when we imitate a baby who has been startled by a loud noise, do the Moro reflex. And it's helpful to have a phrase or what we can call a breath prayer. And so it's based on Psalm 56:3. Whenever I feel afraid, I will trust in you, O Lord. And so it's helpful to adapt it first to notice what are we feeling and what is the emotion that we're stuck in, because this exercise is especially helpful if we can realize that we're just feeling stuck in one emotion. So it might be fear, but it might be some other things. So here are some what we call the big six emotions. I could be feeling afraid, ashamed, angry. I could feel disgust, despair, or I could feel sad. And I just adapted the words so that they would fit in the rhythm. So first I think about how am I feeling, and am I feeling one of these emotions more strongly than any other? And I want to try to get myself unstuck from feeling that emotion and having that overpower everything. So first I'll notice what if there is an intense emotion that I'm feeling, and I'll give it a name. And we can also use this exercise when we're just trying to practice and get used to it, so that in the moment that we're feeling stuck in an intense emotion, it's just right there like a habit. It's as simple as getting on a bicycle. We've already learned to bike and just doing the exercise. So if I'm practicing and training, I will think about a time where I felt that emotion mildly. So I don't want to get myself all riled up, but I'll think about a mild time. So for example, if I'm going to name fear, I might think about the time I was riding my bike over a pier and there was a creak in the wood as I rode over one of the planks. And I had this flash of fear, like, oh no, what if the pier is not safe, even though I've ridden it several times? But it was a pretty mild situation. But I might think about what it felt like in that instant to feel that fear, and name it and make a face that reflects it. That's part one, what I'm going to do. And then the next thing that is, it's an adaptation, because the Psalm says whenever I am afraid. So I adapt it to say whatever I feel. So I'm not making it my identity, all consuming, but I'm just saying this is the feeling that I'm feeling. And then I really appreciate Dr. Carl Lehman, who made this distinction that the Psalm says, I will trust in you, O God, but it could be, I will turn to you, O God. I might not really be able to authentically say, I will trust in you, God. So it's good to just think, okay, where am I really at while I'm feeling this emotion? And is it more authentic and realistic to say, I will turn to you, O God. I will put my attention on you and realize that you're here with me in this emotion. Or it might be that, I know I can trust God, and I will name that. So what we want to do is choose what we're going to say, and I do it on the exhale. So, and I just either whisper it to myself or I say it in my head. Depends on if I really want to focus on my exhale, whether I want to also try to say it out loud or just inside my head. And then we can also choose what we're going to call God. It could be, I will trust in you, oh God, oh Lord, or oh love. Maybe just understanding what helps most is to understand God as the source of love. Or maybe there's another name that you have for the one that you're turning to and trusting to help you in this intense emotion. So I'm going to name my emotion. I'm going to think about a situation that is contributing to feeling that emotion. And I'm going to decide what I'm going to call God and how I'm going to bring him into this exercise, whether I'm going to say, I trust you or I turn to you. And it does help to think about our body position as we're preparing for this exercise. So make sure I feel my feet on the floor, both feet on the floor. And I'm sitting up tall, making sure my low back supported in my chair. I'm leaning forward from my hip. So I'm not just slouching forward, but I'm leaning forward, bringing my hands here. And then I'm just going to do the 4 startles. And I'll just demonstrate. Feel free to put your own words to this. Whenever I feel afraid, I'll trust in you, O Lord. Whenever I feel disgust, I will turn to you, O Lord. Whenever I feel angry, I will turn to you, O Lord. Whenever I feel ashamed, I will turn to you, O Lord. So it's just a variety of different feeling words and faces and situations I was thinking about, but normally we would just choose one. And then the second part of the Shalom for My Body exercise is the yawns. I really don't have any other adaptations to that. I've just found that the more I practice this, the longer my yawns get. And I really do just give myself permission to yawn for a long time. And I do also think about giving myself a gentle stretch in my neck and shoulders because we carry so much tension there. So do those 4 yawns. And then in the third section, the adaptation I make first is that I feel my heart rate. It's a way of helping me feel connected to my body, which really does help quiet our minds and then help us connect with God. So I usually take my heart rate here. You can also do it in the right below our wrist. I do it here. Just take time to memorize the rhythm of my heart. And then I begin to tap out that rhythm, trying to keep that same rhythm. I take my time finding the right spot where that vagus nerve comes to the surface so it's easier to activate. As I do it, I think about, okay, I am waking up my attachment center, the part of me, that part of my brain that wants to feel connected. It's attached to the vagus nerve, and how cool that it comes close here and I can actually help activate it. So I get the heart rate rhythm going in my tapping. And then as I inhale, I gradually increase the rhythm. Exhale, massage. Whenever I feel afraid, I will trust in you, O Lord. Whenever I feel afraid, I will trust in you, O Lord. So feel free to use any of these adaptations in your practice and pass it on. Thanks for being with me.